Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Musa the Mental Mechanic, author of the book Forever Fearless, and I have the honor of sitting with the beautiful, talented, incredible Chanello, who is a licensed mental health therapist.
Yes.
Yes, the flyest therapist you'll ever meet in your life.
Thank you.
Of course. And so, what I want to talk to you about today is mental health, especially since, as of recently, just lost Twitch, who everyone loved around the world. And I think it was incredibly surprising to see him commit suicide because he seemed so happy, And so, on my side, I don't feel like society properly supports men as much as I guess we'd like to see, and maybe they feel like they don't have a place to go, or maybe they're afraid, And so, in your professional opinion, why do you think that men are afraid to kind of share their feelings, and what are some ways to identify family members that are going through something in that manner?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking me that question. So, as far as being afraid or just that fear, it's basically towards the unknown, right? So if we're able to talk about this, what would be the outcome? How would I be seen? What would I portray? How would people perceive me?
Sure.
So I think just removing all of that and just really just being transparent and vulnerable as much as you can understand for yourself to be, but more so what you're able to do. And I think that will open up the door to say, what everyone says, like, I'm not okay. And so what does I'm not okay look like? Because just like you mentioned, the guy Twitch, who I'm not too familiar with, but I've seen him around on social media. And so it was just like, okay, outside looking in, he looks happy, he's doing his thing, he looks like he's passionate about his work.
Wealthy.
And then to hear, the unfortunate circumstance that happened with, his untimely death.
Yeah.
So I think it's just more of being able to find that comfort, that space where you're able to just identify, or even have someone have that one-on-one talk with you, or even more so, allow you to feel exactly what it is, the symptoms that you're, that are present, or what you're feeling. So it's more important just like identifying what is it that I'm feeling before you can even say, okay, I'm feeling this because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And so that goes for everyone, not just men, but of course highlighting men is, they're supposed to be the strong provider, nothing fazed them, and so they put themselves in this box, but then it's like, how much of being in this box is affecting you, right? From actually talking about what is really going on. And so a lot of men who are now feeling like, okay, you know what, I think I am ready to talk about my feelings, they go, to therapy, or they try to find a mentor, someone who they feel like I can lean on you, or even get some type of advice because I see you, you see me, we are men.
Right.
So somehow we can pull each other, guide each other in this world where it's like I'm not able to say what it is that I'm feeling because I may be perceived as weak, right? And I think that's where we can start, and actually accepting whatever it is that you say, and not feeling like it has to cross, check the box of what men supposed to be saying and what it looks like. Just more like, I'm just in a space of understanding. Like, that's my position, is just to understand you, to help you understand you better.
Right.
So I think that's the first step, towards just like opening that door to say it's okay for men to feel and express it to whomever they feel comfortable doing so.
Absolutely, and I think it's very powerful, like you mentioned, just being able to create that atmosphere where people can feel open to express that.
Right.
Because I don't feel like a lot of men feel like they have that with anyone. And unfortunately, sometimes even with men's wives. I remember when I was going through an entirely difficult part, like maybe 10 years ago, when I'd lost everything. It's hard to say that, hey, listen, especially if people see you successful, hey, I've lost everything right now.
Yeah.
I've lost my car, I've lost my, that's embarrassing, humiliating for men, but it's even more humiliating if they feel like they're going to be judged for it.
Yeah.
So then people keep that inside, but that's pressure, right? And even balloons can only take so much pressure before they bust, right? So I lost my job. Well, I got to keep that inside. And I'm about to lose the crib, and I can't really tell my wife, and got to keep that inside. Maybe I can find another job before I tell her. And one of my kids are even going to think about me. That what are the other men in the neighborhood going to be thinking about me? More pressure. And like I said, it's not realistic. It's almost insane and inhumane to think that men are going to be strong always, all the time, without asking if they're okay.
Right.
So I definitely appreciate you sharing all that.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.